Hello lovelies, you're welcome back to my channel today. So I'll be showing you how I achieved this 180-degree flayed peplum blouse with a princess dart bustier. So if you're interested in knowing how I got it, just keep watching and don't skip any part of this video. So guys, I've already gone ahead to draft a basic bodice for this dress, and I already have the tutorial on the channel, but I'll be dropping the link in the description box. So I'm working with a top length of 22 inches, and of course I drafted my half length of 15 inches. So I'll be subtracting 15 inches from 22 inches, and that'll be 7 inches, and my flare length is going to be 7 inches. So just like this, I'm going to fold my paper into two, and remember that I'm trying to achieve a 180-degree flare here, right? So I'll be giving a brief explanation on this. So I'm working with a waist circumference of 29.5 inch, and I'm going to include half-inch zipper allowance, which I added to my basic bodice. I hope you understand. And I'm going to include 1 inch extra for joining allowance. So all of this together, after adding up, I'll be left with 31 inches. So we have a standard formula of 6.28 for calculating the radius of your flare. So just have that in mind. So working with my new waist circumference of 31 inches, I'm going to divide it by 2. So after dividing this, I'll be having 15.5 inches. So this 15.5 inches, I'll go ahead to divide it again with 6.28, which is the standard formula for calculating our waist radius I already told you to keep in mind, and approximately I'll be having 2.5 inches. So meaning that this 2.5 inches will be what I'll be marking at that point where my hand is, all the way around at that point, and that will be my waist circumference. And remember, this is a 180-degree flare, and we're going to be cutting 4 pieces of this depending on how full you want it to be actually. So I'm marking 2.5 or 2.5 inches all around there, and that part automatically is my waist circumference. So after doing this, you're just going to connect just like this. So after marking that, I'll go ahead to mark out the length of my flare. And remember, I subtracted 15 from 22 inches, which is my full top length, and my half length of 15 inches, and I have 7 inches. That was the explanation I gave earlier on. So I'm just going to mark that 7 inches all the way around like this. And after marking it, I'm just going to connect this using my pencil. It kind of looks faint, but I hope you understand what I'm doing. So you go ahead and cut all of this out because we are done drafting the flare part of this our peplum blouse. So please don't forget to add your 1 inch joining allowance, because we are going to turn all of this out using our lining. We don't want to be having those rough stitches or edges popping out on our fabric since we're working with a lining. So I'll just go ahead and mark 1 inch all the way around, just like the way I did earlier on, and go ahead and cut all of this out. So for this flare, I'll be cutting out 4 pieces. 2 will be for the front and 2 will be for the back. So now I'll proceed to cut out on my fabric, and here's the fabric I'll be making use of, and here is my lining and my zipper. So I'll proceed and cut all of this out on my fabric. So here it is. You can see my flare. I already have 4 pieces of this, both for my lining and for my fabric, and I've cut out other piece of this, and here's my sleeve and all of that. So for my center front, I've gone ahead to cut out for the breast part, and I made use of a wording. And if you don't really know how to pad your princess dart bustier, you can go ahead to click on the second link in the description box, and you'll be taken to that video because it's already on the channel. So all these pieces, I'll be joining them fabric to fabric and lining to lining first. So I'll just do that and I'll show you. And here I've joined all of this piece fabric to fabric, lining to lining, just like I said earlier on. So I'll be getting my center front lining and fabric right sides facing each other. Okay, before that, please just go ahead and nudge all of these parts. After nudging, you are going to open up the seams using your tailor's ham. You're going to iron it open, but remember to spray water. All this I explained in that tutorial. Okay, so this is basically all you have to do, and I'll be getting my lining now, and right side facing each other. I am going to place it both on my fabric, just like this. Make sure the smooth part is facing the right side of your dress, and I'm going to stitch all of these parts everywhere. I'm going to stitch it up. All the pieces I have, I'm going to stitch up everything on all the sides, the neck and hem hole. So I've gone ahead also to join my flay, lining to lining, fabric to fabric. So you can see how full the flay is. I cut out 4 pieces of this actually. I just joined. So I've gone ahead to do what I said earlier on, and I've turned this out, and I'll be showing you how I did that. So on your lining, on that princess, on the dart, sorry, you're going to lose at least 2 inches, and from that point you're going to be turning this all out, so you have a smooth and neat finishing. And after turning all of this from that lining part, this is what I have. So I'll just take this up like this, and I'm just going to stitch it, and that is all. You still have your neat finishing and your neat inner fabric. So I'll do the same for the center front piece. And for the lining, I joined both the upper part and the lower part, as you can see, and even the sides, but one part of the sides I actually left like 4 inches open. So from there I'm going to be turning all these out, which so here it is. After turning this out, you're just going to fold in the rough edge in like this, and you're just going to stitch on top. You still have your neat finishing. So go ahead and give all of this piece a nice press, iron it very well and iron it flat, and you already have a neat dress. So having turned this up now, I'm going to pin down my zip area of 1/2 inch. I'm going to pin it down because I want to join my front and my back dress. I want to join them at the shoulder at this point. So I'll be pinning this down. Then I'll go ahead and join this with 1/2 inch or 1/4 of an inch, depending on how many inches joining allowance which you left. So I'll join this at the shoulder, and after joining, this is what I will have, and I'll go ahead to join the sides. At this point, you're going to be dividing all your measurements by 2, and I'm going to join the sides. And after joining all the sides, I'm going to remove all these pins I used earlier on in pinning down the zip area or allowance. So it's time to attach our flay to this body. Folding my dress into 2, I'm trying to get the middle point, sorry, and I'll just smudge it a little bit, and I'll do same to my flay, and I'm going to get the middle part and nudge it, please, slightly. Just make a mark. Like, I shouldn't call it nudge, just make a small mark. So I'm going to place these 2 together like this, and I'll pin it, and after pinning I'm going to join this using 1/2 inch because that's what I left for joining, and I'm going to join all the way from the middle part to the end and from the middle part to the end, and it actually corresponded. So I'll go ahead and attach my sleeve and my zipper, and this is the way I'm attaching my zipper. I actually left 1/2 inch from the blouse length, though my camera didn't get it, but from your full blouse length, mark 1/2 inch from at that zip area and fix your zipper. So here is the final look and outcome of my dress. And if you found this tutorial helpful, please, I urge you to subscribe to my channel, and I really do appreciate all my subscribers as well. And if you're yet to subscribe, thank you very much. Please try this out and you can share with me your end result. See you same time on this same channel. Bye.